tuning into Sims Workshop. I hope you are all having a wonderful day. Today we are going to be reviewing and talking about Certain Dark Things by Sylvia Moreno-Garcia. First of all, I'm a huge fan of Sylvia. I mean, she is not afraid to step out of her genre. The first book I read for her was Gods of Jade and Shadow, and that is a fantasy book. And then she did another fantasy. And then she did Mexican Gothic, which I was like, yes! So good. And that's horror. And now she did this one, which is apparently one of her earlier works that got picked up and republished, but I don't care. Now you've got this one, and this is, you know, fantasy, like fantasy, and then you have historical fiction version of Crimson Peak, kind of, sort of. It's a horror. And then you have Certain Dark Things, which is a neo-noir vampire story, and it's just completely different. Like, each of these books is so different from one another, and I think that's amazing that Sylvia is able to do that, like really just tell a story regardless of the genre. I mean, she's also done some other mysteries that I haven't read. I'm more into those three books. Those are the ones I read that I loved. Instead of her more contemporary stuff. I haven't picked up her more contemporary stuff, or what would be considered, you know, just fiction or mystery thriller. I'm sure they're fabulous, but this is a woman who just does not mind stepping out of her comfort zone. I mean, she's got a story to tell. She's going to tell it regardless of the genre, and I absolutely love that about her. And I love this book because it gave me lots of Sin City vibes a little bit sometimes. It's following Athel. She's a vampire. Now, I forgot what type of vampire, because there are different types of vampires in this novel, and that already is kind of cool. I'm just like, cool, we got different vampire species. And they're all drawn from just different aspects of vampire lore that I think any reader is going to be familiar with. And so what she did was she took different aspects and she made different species. First of all, that's kind of cool. Now, Athel, she's from so the vampire families, basically, they're like mafia families. They're like feuding. They're like mobsters. And she's on the run because she did something stupid that cost her family her life. So now she's on the run so she can go find her coven or the rest of her, you know, estranged family in the rainforest, right? Obviously not the rainforest in Mexico, but you know where we're going, right? She's trying to get out of Mexico City. And you've got a necro-vampire after her, and he's kind of a prick. And then you have Domingo. Oh my god, Domingo, he's a human. He is the sweetest sweetheart. I love him so much. I know, this review is kind of a little all over the place, but it's just so cool. Like, this book itself was so awesome. Like, that neo-noir feel to it, taking place in a semi kind of futuristic version of Mexico City. And as a Mexican woman, I totally appreciate that. I love it. Absolutely, 100%. It was amazing. Domingo, back to my original point. Sorry. He's just absolutely amazing. When he first meets Athel, he's kind of, you know, fangirling over her. He's like, I'm sorry, I'm fangirling. And he reads vampire comic books. He's a bit of a dork, but he's a sweetheart. Like, oh my god, he collects garbage. He's a garbage collector. He has a heart of gold, and he falls in love with Athel. And oh my god, and he was going to do anything he can to protect her. And he is truly a sweetheart. And I just want good things for him. I just want good things from him. Like, the ending, I was not okay with this ending, because I'm just like, no, he doesn't die. I just want to tell you that right now. He doesn't die. In case you're just like, no, the sweetheart's gonna die. He doesn't die. But, like, the ending, I was just like, I want so much more for you because you're such a sweetheart. And his relationship with Athel. And that's another thing I like about Sylvia's writing. This book is violent. It is feuding vampire gangs. Come on. In Mexico City, neo-noir, it's freaking violent. It is a violent book. But you know what? She doesn't lose that kind of human element, that emotional element. Again, I'm invested in Ethel and Domingo. I'm invested in their relationship, and I want them to just be happily ever after. That's what I want for them. They deserve, well, I mean, Ethel, she does go through, you know, some soul searching with Domingo. He rubs off on her a lot. But that's what I like, when the characters really have a strong dynamic with one another. I mean, that ending, be warned, it is a bittersweet ending, and I'm still not okay. I read this book months ago. I'm still not okay with it. I'm just like, oh, Domingo. He's just a fucking sweetheart. But yes, this is definitely something that's really unique as far as, you know, vampire stories go. It's unique. It stands out. Her writing is engaging. The story is engaging. And yes, Ethel and Domingo, they are the two main POVs. But she does sprinkle in, you know, you have an officer, you've got the necro-vampire, you've got his you know, henchman, who's a human, kind of like his Redfield. They also have point of views, right? But they're less in comparison to Ethel and Domingo. They are the stars of the story. They really just give a stronger foundation for this world and the situations, you know, a little bit of history here or there, as well as some really good world building in their point of views. And that's what I like when authors do that, when it's like, if you're going to have an additional point of view, that point of view has to have a purpose. She makes sure that her point of views, every chapter, serves a purpose to building up the story, to building up the tension and the plot and the character dynamics. I mean, and she's really good at giving these small perspectives really strong personalities. Like, again, the necro, he is a, what's the word? Pendejo. There. That's what he is. Like, oh my god. Oy, oy, oy. He is just a prick. I hated him so much. And he gets his. He gets his. And it's gratifying and violent. Like I said, this book is violent, but it's so good. I love it so much. Moreno-Garcia, she continues to astound me with her storytelling and her writing. I mean, as you can see, I clearly love this book. I'm going to give it 5 stars. I think I only give it 4 when I finish reading it, but after talking about it and doing my review, I'm like, you know what? No, this book deserves all the recognition it can get. It's a 5-star book in my book. It's just so well done. And considering I'm still not over it and that ending, it has impacted me. It has impacted me very much. So I'm going to go ahead and give this book 5 out of 5 stars. Highly recommend it. Check out her other works as well, if you haven't. So, in any case, thank you for tuning in. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, and share with all your book-loving friends. I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your day, and as always, you guys, happy reading.